In this guide, you will learn the 5 steps everyone needs to follow in order to get best-in-slot gear. And throughout this video, we're going to teach you some extra credit tricks if you really want to min-max throughout the season. Since there was a bit of confusion, Season 2 will actually start on March 4th on North American servers, which means there will be a 1-week gap from the time 11.1 launches. Step 1 starts as soon as you can and includes farming as much honor as you can, on as many characters as you can, either during this dead week or right as the season starts. Honor should not reset once the season starts, and you will need around 11k honor for a full set. And if you have a lot of gold and want to min-max early on, consider buying heraldries to craft gear with your desired stats. Season 2 honor gear is scaled to 665 item level in PvP, which makes it considerably better than your conquest gear from Season 1, since you'll have significantly more HP and main stat. If you had an insanely strong tier set bonus in Season 1, you can consider keeping it on a class-by-class basis, assuming it works in Season 2. Now, if you really want to be ultra sweaty, you can bank honor for the season's start, even on characters you don't actively play, in order to get gems very early on. At the time of making this video, it still seems like Vicious Bloodstones will be the currency in Season 2. Regardless, you can use the warband system to funnel honor from any alt onto your main in order to get gems unlocked super early on. Everything we covered in Step 1 so far can be done before the season even starts, and if you're looking to level a new character, time-walking dungeons are still the best way to do so, especially if you're lucky enough to get a level 11 Fury Warrior in your group. Step 2 will start the first week of Season 2 and includes doing every weekly task. This starts by doing the weekly Sparks World PvP quests, which crucially award bloody tokens. As always, the best time to do these quests will be the day of your server reset, which is Tuesday for NA servers and Wednesday for EU. You can find groups using the LFG system and simply typing Sparks into the search bar. Once again, the Epic World PvP gear is higher item level than Honor gear, but lower item level than Conquest. Now, there's always some confusion on what to buy, but we recommend investing in weaker off pieces like cloaks, bracers, belt, and boots, since you'll be spending Conquest on other pieces. Speaking of which, the amount of Conquest available per week should be the exact same as Season 1, with 1600 Conquest being available week 1 and the cap eventually being lifted by week 11. This means there's no pressure from falling behind, but we recommend capping Conquest as part of your weeklies so you stay ahead of the gear curve. This season's Conquest gear scales to 678 in PvP, making it the absolute best gear you can get for most slots. But instead of telling you exactly what to buy, we're going to tell you what to avoid. In general, avoid buying trinkets and jewelry, and don't even bother saving for weapons, but more on that later. Instead, focus on buying main set pieces that you will eventually convert into tier pieces to get your set bonuses as quickly as possible, assuming they are BIS. Gearing is always a confusing process, but if you're a skill cap member, we've taken all the anxiety away thanks to our add-on that now shows BIS lists directly in-game, including gear, enchants, and gems, updating automatically each week. This, of course, isn't the only perk skill cap members enjoy, as you even get fully configured add-on profiles, which now includes 2-in-1 support for PvE. We've also got brand new courses on our website, including how to counter every class, the best positioning guides on the internet, and of course the #1 class courses for gaining rating. Skillcapped has everything you'll need to hit your PvP goals. Players just like you are using Skillcapped to reach new rating heights, and that's because we continue to offer a rank up guarantee where we promise you can gain at least 400 rating while using our service. So, what are you waiting for? Visit skillcapped.com today using the exclusive discount link below. For now, back to the video. The reason why you want to avoid saving for weapons at all is because of Step 3, which is to not forget the freebies. Remember that by week 3, you will have earned enough Conquest to unlock the prized Weapons of Conquest achievement, giving you 2 tokens to spend on weapons. What this will mean is that you will be playing without an epic weapon for the first few weeks of the season, which is really not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. And remember that by participating in PvP, you'll automatically get 9 crafting tokens for free. Now, there are a few ways you can go about spending these. You could immediately spend them on all 3 jewelry slots, which can all be gemmed and embellished, which might be preferable, especially since Conquest jewelry has a ridiculous amount of versatility. You could also, in theory, craft a weapon with unique weapon-only embellishments, but this might not be worth it for some classes since you'll be getting free weapons on week 3 anyway. The third major freebie to remember is the free reward from reaching 1600 rating in PvP. However, keep in mind that this only grants a catalyst charge and does not give you a piece of gear. And that brings us to Step 4, which is to convert Conquest main pieces into your tier set. This season's set bonuses are based on the Goblin theme, including Jackpot procs for DPS and Insurance procs for healers, and as always, each effect is reduced by half in PvP. That being said, many set bonuses are incredibly good this season, including Affliction Warlock, who will be able to spread Unstable Affliction automatically onto nearby enemies. Luckily, getting your tier set does not require any PvE whatsoever, as once again, we will see the return of the Catalyst system from the past few seasons. If the Catalyst works the same as Season 1, players will immediately have one charge to use on the first week, and will gain an additional charge every other following week. We mentioned that PvE isn't needed, but on the PTR, we did see a new prized Varnish currency, which reads as if you can upgrade PvE pieces to scale in PvP. In theory, this might mean you can scale LFR gear once it's available. For most players, you will simply need to use the Catalyst to get your set bonuses. Then after that, aim to convert pieces with the best secondary stats, which for most classes means getting pieces without critical strike. Usually the best tier pieces have versatility and then either haste or mastery. If you're unsure of your best stats, be sure to check out our article site, since you'll need to know your stat priority for Step 5, which is to craft off pieces using work orders as the season progresses. We mentioned earlier that you will get 9 crafting tokens for free, which you should consider spending on jewelry, and as the season progresses, aim to fill out your cloak, bracers, belt, and boot slots with crafted gear, since it has a more desirable distribution of secondary stats. With all the gear you will be needing to craft, you might need to buy a few WoW tokens to get everything gemmed and enchanted. Now, of course, some of you in the comments might already know that there is always some PvE gear that is technically best in slot, like this ring here, which has a proc effect. We can assure you that 99% of PvPers will not even bother getting this gear, so you can safely avoid it entirely. And remember, if you're a skill cap member, you can now see BIS lists directly in-game as part of the #1 PvP UI. We've also got brand new courses for Season 2, including how to counter every class in the game. Positioning, we make it easy, and of course, our class guides teach you how to master your spec. Skill Capped is #1 for a reason. Everything we offer is backed up by a rating gain guarantee. Yes, we actually promise you will gain rating while using our service. So if you want to get started, be sure to visit the exclusive discount link below. For now, we want to thank you all for watching. See you soon.